Boom. We are back. Welcome to my home studio. My name is Ike. I go by You Know It's Ike. And I told y'all I'll be rolling these out. So here we go. Track number 2 from my feature presentation, volume 1. It's called On the Grind featuring Shawnee Knox. It goes by Six now. Shout out my boy Six. And I want to show you how I produced it. So here we go.
Can you all chill up, maybe? Over my shoulder they taunt. I didn't get this for free. You also sip through the dump.
So the first thing that is on here is this piano that kind of drives the whole track. What I played is very simple, like falling melody. And that's with a bunch of effects on it. So I'll turn off the effects so you can hear just the piano by itself. I basically just added delays and whatnot to it. So it ended up sounding like that. I had this piano that played on top of it using some of the same effects, but it just kind of added a melody to that. That is most of what carries out the whole song melody wise. Apart from that, I had this hip hop beat. Here's the kick and snare. The hi-hat pushes through the whole time too. That kind of drives it. Pretty simple. And then I added these like little perks and snares throughout it to complement it, and some crashes and whatnot. One of my favorite sounds in those perks is this little breath. I don't know, I just feel like that gives it a lot of character and a lot of flavor. Other than that, there's this 808 for the hook. So I like to make my 808s really punchy, like distorted most of the time. I have those like complemented by the kicks too, so they don't get in the way of each other. And I do some trickery to make sure they're not like overlapping each other a lot. But when that kick and that 808 hits at the same time, it's just got this nice punch to it. From there, when it goes into my verse, I took off that top piano melody and added this saw synth to it. To kind of give it like an eerie feel. That played on top of the piano roll that just kept going. And then in the verse, I have the same vocal pack that I used from the last one, that lady that has that eerie scene. I just don't have the remix effect that I used on the last track, but it's the same pack on here. I just did a different delays and stuff with it. I don't know, I just love that voice. Here it is by itself without any effects on it. So on my verse, I just had the hi-hat to halftime instead of the 16th notes, I think it is. That's going on through the hook. And then when the hook comes back in, it goes back to the faster pace to keep up that energy. Took off that voice. It comes back in on the second half though, just to switch it up a little bit. Then during Six's part, I took away all the pianos to switch up the beat a bit and brought that saw synth back in along with the voice. And then on that voice, I actually added a little bit different delay on it. It's still that same voice though, but it just sounds way different when I put my stuff on it. Then it goes right back to the original pattern. And that's basically it for this beat. So what I try to do is I try to make sure like my beat isn't repetitive throughout the whole thing. So you do have that piano and some like common characteristics throughout the whole thing, but each section has a new instrument or idea that's being introduced, regardless if it's like the hook or the verse. And then with the verses and the hook, it switches like every 16. So it's really interesting dynamic between Sean and I, but that's basically it. So make sure to check out On the Grind featuring Shawnee Knox on my project and now my feature presentation volume 1. See you next time.
I've been on the grind, I can't lie, it's insane now. Work past 9 to 5, overtime, and I'm paid now. Turn up with the squad, now it's lit, so let's raise.